But I just want to make it just offer my deepest condolences and sympathies to Parker and Jeff's entire family. Obviously, the passing of Jeff, it's really unimaginable, kind of what they're going through right now, and it's really difficult. I never had the fortune of meeting Jeff. I got the job here kind of when his diagnosis and all that stuff started, but he and I had texted back and forth, and I've been here for 9 years now, and the one thing I have learned is when you read a lot of Jeff's stuff and you hear about him and you hear him talk, is a few words that came to mind for me where he was always fair and always informed. He was always honest, accurate, knowledgeable. And I think that's just a testament to kind of who he was and how he touched many people. So again, I just want to offer my condolences to Parker and his family. I know they've started a GoFundMe, which I think is close to $1 million now, which is tremendous. Obviously, the support that the community has shown him. But, in these difficult times, I hope he knows that, obviously the community here and obviously the Bears family and myself and my family are here to support in any way we can.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach.
All right. That was easy.
Sorry with questions. First question, Dan Reeder.
Sean, thank you for that. Much appreciated. When you go back to Sunday and you look at the way the defense came up really on 3 possessions in the fourth quarter with stops that were much needed, what were your impressions of the closing ability in that game last week?
Yeah, it was awesome. That's been a big point of emphasis, as you guys know, to make sure that we play great in the fourth quarter, and we did that. I thought we took control of the game that way, and there was a little bit of adversity for our guys where they moved the ball a bit, got a little bit of chunk, and even on the one where they were in field goal range, and and at a time in a game like that, we all know you need your big time players to step up and make big time plays, and our big time players did that. And obviously on that particular play, Robert stepped up and made a huge sack for us, which was tremendous. So really proud of those guys of how they kind of stayed in the game the whole time, didn't get frustrated, stayed with the plan, and settled themselves down to execute when we needed the best execution.
Obviously, the Quinn sack that you mentioned was a 13-yard difference that allowed a 39-yard field goal to leak a foot left. I'm curious what your adrenaline surge was after the missed field goal, understanding that was sort of the ripple effect of one big play there.
Say again? I didn't hear the back end of your question.
Yeah, just your adrenaline surge when the field goal missed, understanding that was the ripple effect of Robert's contribution.
Yeah, it was huge. It was huge. I got fired up for our guys. It just shows kind of what we've seen here, that they've been gritty. We're putting together some performances as of late, which I'm proud of them that they're doing. And are we a final finished product? No, we'll never be a finished product, but they're improving and they're taking the points that we're trying to teach them, and they're really taking a lot of pride in their performance on the field, which is a credit to those guys.
Pat Finley.
Oh, muted, Pat.
Sorry, Pat.
You might still muted.
There you go, Pat.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, all right. I lost my light, but we're good. Walk us through last week and how you came to the conclusion that platooning the corners was something you wanted to do.
We've kind of done that the last few weeks.
Right.
We've rolled guys that way, and so we kind of we like our plan. We like the ability to. A lot of our corners that we've said it all year can do different things. They have different strengths, and we think that can create some issues for some opponents, because they got to figure out which one's in and what strengths they want to try to attack and what weaknesses they want to try to attack. And so we're going to continue to try to stick with our plan and ride whoever ends up with the hot hand towards the end of the game.
What role does next year play at all? Like with Thomas Graham, for example, you saw him in his debut, flash some things. How much of your plan is trying to figure out, okay, what do we have in this
guy? Quite honestly, we're trying to win this game. So not much for me personally. I'm trying to get the best preparation, the best plan to go ahead and win this game and get to a 2-game win streak, and then hopefully move forward from there and finish the season off with a 3-gamer. So not much.
Next question, Sean Hammond.
Hey, Sean. obviously Robert Quinn's having a historic season and has a chance to set some records here. In hindsight, when you think back to the offseason in the summer, were there any signs that something like this might be possible for him?
I mean, the signs are always there with any dynamic player, meaning because they go through the preparation and the process the same way. You know, his approach in the offseason, like I've said repeatedly, has been awesome. His practice habits every day are awesome. His meeting demeanor, he's bought into the way we want to play defense, and he's done a tremendous job of doing that. And so all those signs, when you got a dynamic player who's got a proven history like that, are there now. For me, I've never looked at records and thinking, hey, man, this guy's going to do this preseason. You know, we're on a process type of basis, and we're trying to win the day and win each game. And excuse me, I think Robert feels that way too a little bit of, you know, if you do your job on this play and you do your job on this in this game, all the other stuff is going to come. And he's been a consummate example of that, where he just goes out and does his job every day to the best of his ability, and the results are shown for himself.
Do you think it would be meaningful for him if he did it, though?
Say again?
Do you think it would be meaningful for him if he does set the record?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it wouldn't be. And I know he's a humble guy, and we all want the wins first, right? You're in this sport to win as a team. And so that's still our primary focus as we go into the Giants game. And if he gets it, yeah, I think it'll be meaningful. Will it be meaningful in that moment? I don't know. You know, I think that like, you know, anytime these guys set records and things like that, there's a time and place for them to be able to reflect on it. And he'll have that for the rest of his life to be able to reflect on that.
Next question, Mark Grody.
Hey, Sean, what does Travis Gibson have to do to get to the next level of his development in his career?
Yeah, you know, that's a good question. And, you know, I don't want to get into too many details, you know, about the personal coaching points that we give guys. But, you know, I think he's just got to continue on the path that he is growing on. You know, because, don't forget now, he was a 4-3 defensive end in college. Mm-hmm. And so there's a process of him doing that. And he's doing a great job at it. And you see it on tape, you know, his power rushes and him finishing at the top of the pocket. All those things are helping him be impactful. And he's going to continue to impact games. And he's going to continue to grow, continue to get stronger, and continue to get more and more knowledge of the defense. And so I think, we like where his growth is going.
Thank you.
Next question, Dan Weeder.
Sean, obviously this coordinator role was new for you when the year began. I'm curious, late here in the season, where you feel you've evolved and where you've sensed some personal growth in this role.
Wow, that's a great question. Again, that's usually a question I reflect upon after the season. But, I think I've grown in a lot of ways. I think one thing you always want to do is you always want to try to stay within the game and advance your knowledge of the game in the moment. And, when you're in this role, you got to be able to do that at a fast pace, obviously from game to game, week to week, but within a game. And I think we've grown that way. The staff has done a great job in terms of supporting me and sharing their ideas. And I think, we feel good about the plans that we're putting on tape, and we got to continue to grow with how we're teaching it. I think that'll be a point of emphasis for myself personally of how I articulate the messages that we want to get across to the players. And then, our execution, which again, it starts with me, and so all those things I think we're going to continue to get better at. And the more you're in the system, the more our coaches are together, right? Because we had a new staff this year, and the more that we're all together, the better off we're going to be. And you guys have seen that, you guys have seen that evolution of this defense kind of really through Vic's years when he first installed it, and how we got better each year.
Thanks.
Next question, Mark Potash.
Hey, Sean. Robert Quinn has said, that stopping the run and going into coverage are not his favorite things to do. But by the eye test, even if you take away his sacks, it seems like he's had a pretty good year. And I'm just wondering, is there any way to kind of quantify or explain how even in the plays where he doesn't get a sack, he's still impacting the game? It seems like that. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, Mark, I've said it every week here when you guys ask me about Robert. To me, it's in my opinion, it's one of his best years that he's played as a run defender, certainly as a pass dropper, because he hasn't dropped much in his career. And then obviously as a pass rusher, you're seeing it one of his best years as well. So I think he's done a tremendous job in all aspects of our defense and really embracing all those roles that some of them are new to him, and for a guy that's a 10+ year vet to be able to do that is credit to him, that he's still looking to grow and still looking to improve. And I think I agree with you. I think on all facets, he's had a tremendous year.
Is there a non-sack stat that in your grading system or whatever that illustrates or kind of quantifies just what he's done? I know you don't want to give numbers, but I mean, is there any way to explain it?
No, I mean, I guess, you could probably look at his TFLs, I guess, I'm not a big stats proves the merit of somebody. I'm not big on that. I'm big on the tape. I think if anybody watches the tape and you turn on his tape and you watch it the whole game, you're going to see the impact that individual has throughout the game on runs and passes.
And a real quick question, Eddie Jackson, he set such a high standard his first couple of years. When he doesn't get interceptions and fumbles, it seems like he's not doing well. He seemed to think he was having an okay year. What's the best way to explain where he's at in his career? He's 28 now, kind of a key point. I'm not sure what kind of year it was for him, but what's your most honest assessment of where Eddie Jackson is in his career?
I think he's doing a good job. I think he's embraced a lot of the things that we're asking him to do. Also, staying within the defense, and he's done straining to do that. The details of his techniques, I think he's gotten better at, and his tackling has showed up in a positive way over the course of the season. He's gotten improved there with his tackling. His mentality, his approach, and you saw it in the Seahawks game. Really saw it in the last play. Well, what I thought was going to be the last play before the offsetting penalties on that fourth down, where he's really a high safety in coverage, and he has a feel of Russell trying to go scramble, and he's able to go ahead and, you brought up the forced fumble issue. Well, there was a forced fumble that he created that got taken away. And unfortunately for Eddie, and he knows this, and, we don't dwell on it, but he's had a lot of those type of production stats taken away, whether they were touchdown returns, interception returns, fumbles, and things like that. So that's part of this game. But I think he's done a good job. And I think he knows that, we're moving him around to get him at some point of attack plays to try to get him around the ball a little bit more. And he's done great with that role. So I think he's going to continue to grow, and we're going to continue to find roles for him to be able to make sure that he's around the ball where he can make some impact plays for us.